Well, hello and welcome back to What Heather Did. Do you remember this dresser? I found it a couple months ago and I turned it into this for a Maximalist challenge on YouTube. I was really proud of it. I mean, seriously, look at it. I took drawers out, I rebuilt a base, I made shelves, and I did a lot of repairs and stepped out of my comfort zone to try some new things. And I got some comments about showing more about how I did some of the stuff that I did. And was I going to try to fix that blending? Because I definitely wasn't proud of that. Now I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you how I did it. So stick around. Okay, so somebody asked in the last video if I was going to try to fix the blending on it. And at first I was going to leave it, but after looking at it and kind of thinking about it, I loved the front, but the sides I just wasn't sold on. I didn't like how I'd done it, and I didn't like it. So, I knew I could do better, right? Like, if you know you can do better, you go back and do better. So that's what I did. I went back and did better. And the first step was just to cover everything up. I didn't worry, about getting solid coverage because I'm going to blend, but I went through and I'm keeping that texture by tapping my brush. You can see that this brush is shedding like crazy, and this was actually the last piece I used this brush on. So after I had that covered, I started with the flamingo, that orange color I absolutely love, and I just tapped it on to get a shape that I liked. And then, it was a much cooler day, it's a much nicer day, and used plenty of water, and I just blended. I used this because that's what I had sitting there. I don't know if it was a great blending brush, and I just went back and forth in that area, adding what I wanted until I got a nice blend that I really liked. And then I moved on to the purple. And I did try to look at what I had on the front so I could, if that were carrying on over, what would it look like? Also, the the base is already has a top coat on it, so I didn't have to worry about getting paint on it. I mean, as long as it didn't sit there, I could just wipe it off pretty easy, so no worries there, so I didn't tape it off. I used polyacrylic. I just brushed on some polyacrylic. I did 2 coats, I think. So I did the dark purple and then the light purple right there. The lavender is trying to blend it with what it would look like from the front. And I liked it. I think I did a good job. And then I wet this brush again. I did wipe it off before using it. And blended until I liked it. And looked at my brush to try to figure out what I was doing, I guess. And the thing with the blending is I just kept wiping my brush off, and then I actually had a paper towel instead of my pants this time, and just kept going back, and I could add a little bit of paint, keep it wet, get stuff stuck in it, get that out, and just keep going until I liked it. Obviously I liked it, so the weather definitely made a difference. Just cooler, not as dry. It was wonderful. So yay. And then the last step was to blend right there between the purple and the plum crazy. I guess it's amethyst and plum crazy, which I cannot tell you how much I love the color plum crazy. It's amazing. And I didn't want to get the paint into where I just blended too much, and then I ended up doing it anyway, and I was like, well, whatever, let's just go with it. I didn't have a place to set my paintbrush apparently. I don't know. There was a plate sitting there for me to put it on. I don't know what I was doing. And do y'all notice that fly? That it was making me crazy? There's a fly there. I do have to say, I really... See? I wiped it off. I really love the way the Amethyst and Plum Crazy blend. I think they just work really well together. Those were my favorites. I think it's better. You're not coming to look.
I'm right here. Oh, you meant that side?
Yes. It's like a maze in here.
Wow.
I like it better.
I do too.
And then I'm thinking like a stencil right here.
Mhm.
Maybe a little gold leaf in here.
Okay.
Okay. Now to fix the other side. So to do the stencil on the side, I mixed up some fluff with the salt spray, sea salt, something. Made it really thick, like really thick. And then I just put my stencil down and tap, tap, tapped. I didn't worry about getting it perfect. I wanted it to be a little bit uneven, just kind of that look I was going for. And I fit like 2 and almost a third on each side. And I think I really like the way it looked. It really makes it, it completes the look. It's perfect. And I do use a tape measure to make sure I get it straight because it needs to be straight. Or centered, I guess. I just want it centered. Here's the top, and because I didn't seal it before it kind of set, parts of it got wet, and I just didn't like the way it looked. I loved this stuff, like it had a cool shimmer, but I should have sealed it a little bit faster. Also, I don't know that other color wash was great for really big surfaces. So I've given it a light sand, vacuumed it, wiped it off, and all the things. And then I'm gonna try. This is all about experimenting, so experimenting some more. I'm gonna try unicorn spit. So I bought these. I wanted the dark blue one too, but they didn't have it. I got these 3 sparkling ones, and then the white one's not sparkling, but I liked that better than like the silver or something. So what I did was I diluted it in some water. And I'm gonna try just putting it down. I saw a thing using plastic wrap, so I might use plastic wrap. I might just spread it with my hands. We'll see. Here is the top. I've been playing around with unicorn spit, just kind of playing with it, which I have to say, it's fun. It doesn't look very good, but that's a me problem, not a product problem. But what happened was, since I didn't seal that other stuff I had on there, some droplets got on there. So I'm trying to come up with something I like on the top. And I've just decided I want to play with unicorns bits. That's what I'm doing. I will say there are some problems here. Since I didn't turn the top upside down, the shape of it, I couldn't glue this, to the edge because the shape of the edge. So this isn't really attached to anything right there, so it's kind of coming up. But since I'm keeping this, that'll be okay. That's a lesson. I probably should have gone ahead and turned it over. And I had my reasons not to since I was covering it, but I probably should have, so that this would have had something to attach to. And that would have been glued flat. So the last time I did it, I tried to watch the video and she put some down and you put plastic and used the plastic to spread it out. The mistake I made was I used like cling wrap type plastic instead of just plastic because that's what was sitting there. It seemed easier, and that was not. It just stuck, and that's what made it was really hard to deal with. I'm gonna try something different. I don't know how it's gonna go. Is it all gonna be a mess? Who knows? If I hate it, I'll just paint over it. That's how it is, right? Just sand it off again. And if you're like, why did you use these? Because I have them. I don't know if I want to do that though, because it just kind of put it all just kind of splatters. Just put a hole in it. Good job. Okay. Play. Let's get messy. I'm also going to color the driveway while I'm at it, apparently. Alright, so what I did to start with was, because I'd seen in videos where she would water it down and then take it and put like drops and then just kind of spread it out and you kind of blend and do some other stuff and just go crazy with it. And so that's what I'm doing here. And I really like this. Was a lot of fun. I just have to tell you. It was so messy. It was wonderful. I ended up not liking the look of it watered down, but I think it's because, actually I'm sure it's because there was already color on the back, like quite a bit of it. So the watered down, the blue is just so pretty. Anyway, I was having a hard time covering it up. So I think if I'd done, like the bare wood or something a little bit different. So I did go back with it full strength and just do the same thing that I'd already done. I filled in the places and just used my finger and put it where I wanted it. And oh my goodness, it is so pretty. Just the colors are beautiful, and it's just, it was a lot of fun to play with this stuff too. So, and it does smell good. I don't know if y'all know this, but it smells nice. So, I mean, there's some benefits to that, it wasn't stinky. So I just went over this whole thing, putting the color where I felt it needed it. The white was a little bit too intense to be covered up easily. But again, that was a my fault thing, not a product thing. I think that's just a lesson I need to learn and do better with next time. If you are liking this video, please take a moment to like down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you're interested in other ways to support my channel, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee And you can find the link to that and my Amazon wish list in the description below. Here is the finished top. After I shellacked it. Oh man, I had so much fun with this unicorn spit. Something I noticed, you know, when I was doing it, like, I didn't feel like you could tell the difference between the pink and the purple. But then, and it just looks kind of dull, and I was worried like this little streak right here would kind of get lost. Or like the yellow was just gonna get buried and you wouldn't notice that yellow over the purple. And the little spatters are intentional. I don't know if I recorded that. I did with the white, I just did the little, you know, where you tap your paintbrush and make little spatters. So anyway, but once you seal it, and they recommended lacquer, which I didn't have. I mean, actually I had some, I just, I didn't want to use what I had. And I had some cans of clear shellac I wanted to use up. So I did that. It brings these colors to life. And you can see where it was a little bit thicker right there. And that streak still came through. The yellow is still clearly visible over the purple. You can tell the difference. Even here, like the blue and the green blue and the yellow, I didn't use green, kind of blended together to make it look green, but like you can still, I love it. This stuff was so much fun. I will definitely be, sorry, I couldn't figure out where the shadow was coming from. I will definitely be playing with this in the future. This was so much fun. Anyway, some lessons learned, things I won't do again, but I definitely want to play with the unicorn spit more. I even ended up being okay with this. The white is hard to cover. That was from one of the first layers I did. But I ended up being okay with it overall on the look. My daughter painted those. So, anyway, that's the top. Alright, I'm going to share a little bit more about what I did with the drawers. So remember, on the drawers here, there were metal glides, and then there were the metal pieces that it sat in right here. The problem was the staples were pulling away, and the drip glides, the little wheelie parts, were coming off the drawers. So I built these. This helps keep it in place, and then there's little anti-friction tape on here and then on the bottom of the drawers as well. And to keep the drawer from falling out, I put these right here, which, because of how far forward to get them to brace, I had to put them pretty far forward. They're kind of ugly right there, but you don't normally see them. So this helps keep the drawer from falling forward. It just holds that in. I also put, on the other drawer, I put two of them, these little plastic things, and I put them further back on here instead of right here. I didn't put on this side because, see, I had one, but it makes this fit too tight and then it sits too high. But you see that one there? And that helps to keep it exactly where I want it. So it's a little bit snug on this side where that stop is, but the drawer comes out smoothly, doesn't fall forward, and it's easier to push back in. So I couldn't really decide because remember there wasn't much to attach to. So I kind of had to put these pieces in here and then right here to give it something to sit on. I think I did pretty good. I don't know. What do you think? What are some other ways I could have done these drawers while still saving the drawers and not making that another shelf? Okay, I'm trying to show what I did underneath without flipping it back. It's kind of heavy and I can't flip it myself, and then my son's tired of helping me. So if you remember, I built this little base here and shoved it in there. Well, to attach this base, I had to attach it here. But nothing was, if you remember also when I put it together, it wasn't square. So I used the base that I built, the little insert thing, to try to square it up as best I could. But it also, I also cut the base off. So there's probably some problems from that when I did that and it not being perfectly straight. But what I ended up doing was going and cutting boards, and I assembled this like on the piece as I went. I didn't put the base all together and then attach it. So I measured along, or excuse me, the floor's dirty. I measured along and then tried to attach it right here. And I used a little tool to try to measure to make sure it was the same distance back all the way across. And then use pocket holes to screw it in. And then as I went, I used pocket holes to screw it all together. And just went around. The pocket holes, that's the back piece. So the pocket holes are facing the wall. And these are right here. Yeah. Great shot, huh? And it looks the same. I had to get a light under here so you could see it. Turn my light around. This goes all the way around. I do have a, excuse me, there's a leg in the middle to support on the back. And then down there. And there's two legs in the middle on the front for support. Because I know as time goes on, this is probably going to sag a little bit. So I put that there to hopefully support it. And that's the underside of the shelf. Okay. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Drawer in carefully, please.
Okay. Shut up. I did it. I got this side. I got one of these sides.
He didn't get that side. It's
I
fine.
did it!
Yay!
You recording this for a YouTube video?
Heck yeah! This one's a tighter fit, but please be careful. Okay. There we go.
How is this one easier than the other?
There we go. I didn't say it was easier. Yay! It like fits perfect. So I have this side. We put some of these little felt feet on. I used to have some thicker ones at Roval, but I don't know where they are.
I think I saw them.
Look.
Are they gray?
Perfect. I had they were, but I only found the big round ones. I didn't find the oval ones. Excusies.
Sorry. I think it looks pretty good.
Pretty good. It's fabulous.
I'm gonna go eat some cake scraps.
No, have some breakfast. Yesterday was his birthday. He's eating what I cut off of the cake that I decorated for him.
It was a good cake at that.
It was amazing. And that is how I maximize this Maximalist challenge. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. What are some other ways I could have fixed those drawers to make them usable? Did I do better with the blending on the sides? Stencils? Yes, yes, yes or no? Also, if you have any tips for using unicorn spit, drop them down below because I will be using that stuff again. Until next time.